Today we're going to talk about putting together a presentation bouquet, something very popular as we head into the summer months and as we get to the end of the school year for many kids and many organizations that celebrate kind of the year end, but also if you are at a playhouse or a performing arts center, a lot of times you have those recitals for the end of the year or going into the summer months. And very popular item is to give some of those kiddos and even their teachers and their instructors presentation bouquets. So we want to show you the best way on how to make them last and stay fresh until you can get them in that water and nicely displayed at home. Got a couple things set up here. First, we've got our wrap that we're going to use. We have this nice pretty bright yellow wrap that we're going to wrap the flowers in. And then we have some of our greenery that we're going to use. We've got some leather leaf, we've got some fern, and some other greens that we're going to put in there, as well as our main feature flowers. We've got some of the roses here, these hot pink roses that we're going to pair up with some Viking daisies, which have the cute little black centers that look like miniature sunflowers. We've got some Peruvian lilies here, some yellow to match that, as well as some Gerber daisies, lightly sprayed with a little glitter there to give it some fun in the bouquet, and then a little stem of purple stock, as well as some of the pink caspia that we're going to include as some of the filler in this bouquet. So as we start things out here, we're going to kind of lay this all out. And I've got all my flowers prepared so that all of these extra leaves, any stems that aren't necessary in there, trimmed off already. And we're going to start with our greenery and lay that out. So we're going to spread this out. And we're going to put the center point here at the top. And we're going to start laying some of our greenery out. Some of the leather leaf to kind of make a little bed and a little nest for all of our flowers here. And we're going to do a little bit of fern to give it some different texture and give it kind of a springy wildflower look. And then we're going to lay some of our filler here, some of our yellow to kind of mix up some of the colors a little bit. So making this crown point in the middle. And it doesn't have to be exactly symmetrical, especially if you're doing a mixed bouquet. You want more of that symmetrical look if you're doing all roses or all one type of flower, but this one we're doing more of a mixed bouquet. So we're going to keep it a little more playful. Let's see some of the... And you can go back in and kind of change some of this around. I'm going to add some greenery, I think, here on the end. Filler. So you want different textures when you're doing a mixed bouquet. You want it to be more of a mixed texture. I've also got a couple of these Gerber daisies that we're going to put in there. When you're satisfied with where everything is laid, you're going to give it an initial cut here at the end. You don't want it too long. We're going to give these a cut. making sure not to puncture the paper, the plastic. This is a real thick plastic designed for wrapping flowers. Now keep in mind you might have some stems that are a little bit shorter. While it's okay for some of the greenery and some of the filler, like the pink caspia, to be a little bit shorter, you don't want any of your roses or any of your main stems that have that real true water need to be any shorter than the others. We're going to show you why here in just a second, because of course a lot of times there's a couple of hours between the time your customer picks up these wrap bouquets or these presentation bouquets, gives them to the recipient, and then they actually get home into water. So we want to make sure that there's a good water source for your roses in this one especially, as well as the Gerber daisies and some of the lilies that are also included in there. And that's where this comes in. We have these small pieces of foam that will wrap around the bottom. I'll bring this all together here. Just going to wrap this. And you're going to have a little water spillage here, and that's okay. I'll wrap this real good so it keeps some of that water in there. Got a couple other pieces in here of the leather leaf and some of the smaller stems of the caspia that are not in there as well, but they're going to wrap up in the entire thing. So we're going to put this bag over it. Make sure we get all of these pieces. And that way, the bag stays secure. You don't get much in the way of water leakage. And the tighter the better to keep all of that moisture in. You can see there. And then you're going to have some of that water spilling. So usually what I do is go ahead and pull that off now that we've got our sponge wrapped. We're going to put our flowers in here, and then we're going to do kind of a swaddle for our flowers. Now that we have our presentation bouquet, we want to put a presentation bow on it so it gives it all the frills needed to celebrate the person that you're going to be giving this to. So we're going to do some curling ribbon. Different colors. Again, you can customize it however you want. You can get as decorative as you want, or you can keep it plain and simple. This one I'm creating for a dance recital, so real arty and festive, so we're gonna make this a fun one. And I'm doing 3 separate pieces here. You can do 1, you can do as many as you want, depending on the colors that you want. We're going to secure the bow with this last piece of ribbon. And there are all different ways to do this, secure it. This is just the easiest way. And if I were to keep going, I would probably add a little bit more in the way of some curling ribbon, just to make it a little bit fuller, but you get the idea then, and you've got a nice presentation bouquet that can be then given to that someone special and celebrate the achievements they've made in their life.